What's good, everybody? It is your boy Underdog Flick Clutch 24/7, and we are here. I'm actually going to go to my ultimate team to kind of show you guys different ways on how to stop seam streaks. Now, there's different ways to stop seam streaks. It's actually one of the best things to use in the game, just to get open. It's very much a headache, especially if in zone. If you play a majority of like zone, you know that it's going to be a problem because you got to start preparing for certain things and things of nature. But I'm gonna give y'all 3 different adjustments to go ahead and use to stop seam streaks. So if you guys enjoy this, make sure you guys go and leave a like, comment down below. Other stuff you guys like to see, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's go ahead and get straight into it. So I am in multiple defense, which is an alternate playbook. Um, Here with Mutt, you have a lot of different abilities and things of that nature to go ahead and use to kind of keep you at bay when it comes to what you call it, keep you from using certain things. So I'm gonna come out here and nickel over majority of the defense that I like to run anyway. And one thing that you guys can do here is literally 2 things. I mean, 3 things you guys can do. One, and that's manning it up yourself. So if you're coming out in a cover four, let's go out into a formation that has a nice little seam streak. So let's go with I know it's a verticals out of here. Yeah, so 4 verticals out of here. If you guys literally will see like the 3, right? Like if you're using this guy right here, you guys see that quarter flat right there? It is most likely not going to play that seam streak up top. Well, actually, it played a little bit because I had a little bit of match. So let me go ahead and put my what you call it? Let me go ahead and put my zone drops and things on as a part of that, which I normally would do at 5 to start out, and then possibly like go to 10 depending on like who, if people's like throwing underneath for things of that nature. So I will go to 5. So I'll go out here in my cover 4 quarters, come back out here in the verticals, right? And I'm going to motion him back over here. I'm going to set up the defense as normal. And go ahead and look at, see how wide open he gets down the field. If that's not your first read to look down the field, that's open every single time. So especially with people that likes to have 0 zone drops or zone drops of things of that nature, the one thing that's definitely going to get open is you. As a matter of fact, you can go ahead and see for yourself how that gets open. He just immediately goes down here. His job is not to pay attention to the streak. Like, that's all he is. And like seeing that Emmett coming over, that's the one person that he's basically waiting for. Somebody to get inside of his zone. So, one thing that you can do to kind of stop this is easily just man up the guy that is supposed to be in that streak. And then you are supposed to go ahead and pay attention to number 21, which is Sanders. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and user that. Boom, go all the way down there. You see that that's being used. The running back is free underneath. But that's one thing that you can go ahead and do. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to put him into a seam flat and then put him into that man. So that means now you got this look. I go ahead to QB contain. You got something like this going on. So I'm going to stand right here, wait, come up just like this. And as you can see, now everything else is basically backed, right? He did get those extra yardage because you are sitting here waiting for pressure and certain things to come in. But if you got pressure coming in, you guys know that's going to sit here and help. So if you don't want to worry about that, boom, you can go ahead and just man both of them up, and you can have yourself a day just like this. Go over here and use that as well. But then now since that's not there, the QB has to throw it away because literally everything else is backed up. So that's one way to go ahead and stop that. Another thing that you can do is be up here in a Tampa 2. And here in the Tampa 2, you see the hook zone curl right here. This is going to do a very good job of staying right there in that little middle of the pack just so he could go ahead and cover that up. So I'm going to just stay right here. You see like he kind of comes back just a little bit just so he could go ahead and, act like he's covering or things of that nature. And because of how it's basically lined up and things of that nature, it's not going to, actually, hold on. Let me put him in a vert hook. The vert hook is what I was talking about. If you put him in a vert hook, that stops seam flats. Pretty sure it do. You see how it goes back, you goes and user that, goes over top, and see, then he goes and pass that on towards the next guy. You basically will look at that. As soon as you'll sit here and throw it over there towards that side, that's a very small window to kind of throw it over there with. As soon as you goes through, he kind of comes over and plays a little bit of 21, but if you try and throw it over top of his head, that's pretty much going to be a pick right there. Like, he's backing up just far enough just so you can go ahead and put it right there. But if you switch stick over to him, that'll be a whole nother that's a whole nother story. So if I'm using him right here on Nitsky, and then as soon as he hikes, I'm switching over here to that, you can go up there and now start playing that, right? But because I'm sitting here, didn't get enough time, you can sit here and throw that bomb up there for an easy touchdown. So I'm about to go ahead and do something like this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and switch stick over to that spot when we done. So boom, switch over to that, switch over, and you see you got other stuff right there. Just you got this is basically going to get beat right there. Now, the third thing that you can do that is going to help you out, if you would like to, go ahead and hold on to what you call it. Go ahead and man up that slot guy towards him. You can do this in any formation, by the way. So, like, you don't have to be here in this nickel over. You don't have to be in this particular offense to be in a certain type of play. Now, the other thing that you can do to make sure that this works is that you personally jam the seam streak. You personally jam the seam streak. It will definitely help you out as far as that seam streak not going up the field. You can literally keep him jammed up towards him if it's done correctly. If you do it correctly, then it's pretty much going to be that bag for you. So boom, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You see how he's right there holding on to it, and now he's going up there to go and play it. It's definitely not going to be open. If you try and throw it in there, then it's pretty much on you. Everything is pretty much a bag right there at that point. You line up kind of like right here in front of him. Excuse me. And it will basically be a bag. So then you don't have to stay on him, because if you do stay on him long enough and still hold on to that button long enough, then it's going to call you for pass interference. So hold on to it and then let go. One thing, all you have to do is just jam him at the line. Boom. Now it's like basically a man press animation without you being in man. And see, he's just basically on him on his hip, and you seen that he was in this seam flat. Like, he didn't even like man himself up. I didn't man him up towards him. He's still in this. Boom, hold that down. And see, now you have another thing where if you do it correctly, you could actually throw a person down, and now that's a whole nother route out of the equation. So now he gets put to the dirt, and there's literally nobody else. I mean, there's nothing else for him to do. He's out of the play for now until he gets back up and goes down the field. Now he has to go look at a whole different route. That's something that you can do as well. So I'm going to go ahead and man everybody up the way that was supposed to be, just like it was before. QB contain. And then I'm going to go ahead and jam him again. So you hold down. Oh, that's actually wrong. I did it completely wrong. So you are supposed to do it that way. So the things that you are supposed to do is hold on to L1, down, and X. That's what I do to manually press. What I just did to hold down and X just did not work out for me. I'm going to go ahead and try it again. Yeah, I just did it again, and it kind of didn't do the same thing. So what I do is hold on to L1, down, and X. And that L1, as you can see, even if I hold on to L1 here, you see how he kind of like doing this little thing right here? Because he's basically just, he's ready. He's ready. He jiggling. He ready. Nah, but for real, he's sitting here looking towards the quarterback, making sure he's getting ready to like do what he needs to do. So hold on to L1 down, and then push X right there on that spot, and then you can see now you can go towards a certain route that you want to go to. As soon as that bounces out, you can go and hit some different things. You see how much they have so much time down there, because if that first read is that seam, it's not going to be there anymore. So if you put him down here and put him down here, you don't know which one you're manually pressing onto. So boom, now I'm going to go ahead and do it onto Deion Sanders. You're doing it just like this. Now you can either make a play like that. You guys see that you have your little route bounces and things of that nature. Then you have that right there. So you can see he has mid-zone knockout, and he still got a knockout even while being in man. He pressed. Even if you beat him, all you got to do is just run into him, and you got to see he gets the knockout right there. So make sure you keep your guy in a zone, and then go ahead and manually press him. So boom, we're pressing him over there towards the outside. Now we can go up there if we need to. Come on back. I can go ahead and switch stick over and do different things like that. But you guys can see that is different ways to sit here and guard seam streaks or just streaks at his own. So you can go ahead and just man them up just like we're doing right here. You can go ahead and manually press them or put vert hooks at a certain area to go ahead and continue into that. So boom, got all that going right there. Now we're sitting here waiting for something to come up. Nothing's coming up. Do it just like that. Boom. Can do it just like this, or keep up at like an inside quarter. Inside quarter actually does a very good job with the seam streaks as well. So I'm going to move that down. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move that down and show you guys how that backs up. You see he's like right there inside of that slot. So if he does come through to like throw it up that slot, he could be right there to sit here and make a play on it. And that's pretty much it. Like, you see, he has his little route right here. He goes out just a little bit. If he really wants to throw that and you got a switch stick, you can literally cut that underneath. He still has to come over top of that vert hook you guys can see right there. That vert hook was standing right there just waiting on him. He goes right back. Then you could literally throw it over top once again. So I'm going to switch over to that cover 2. He's in a hook zone curl. The hook zone curl actually does well as well. Or you can do a vert hook. As long as you have a, like, literally yellow right there, he's going to play. I'm going to go ahead and bring him down towards that. He is supposed to go in towards the middle of the field a little bit. So that's perfectly fine. But that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to act like I'm going to go ahead and bring my little D-tackle loop to go ahead and see. Let me go ahead and show y'all this. So boom, you do it just like that. And you can see it's really nothing open. You can sit here and be in that zone with a little bit of match, and it's going to take care of that little problem. See, he's manned up towards 21. You got him underneath. You got a zone hook right there. So even if he throws past, that seam streak up top is not open. You got that over top too, waiting right there. And over here on this left side, you possibly can throw that over top. That's fine. But if you got this pressure coming in, 3-man pressure, and you got everything going over here on this side, then you pretty much got that bag for you. Like, that's pretty much all that you need. Let's go ahead and set this up one last time. And then man him up to here. Keep myself inside of this zone. And then I'm going to put him into a vert hook. And look how well the vert hook will go and play that. Vert hook will go back. He's not going to stay there the whole time. And then the vert hook is going to come down. After that's gone, I almost will get a pick right there. And that's just great defense being displayed right there for the seam hook. So if you guys like this, make sure you guys are going to leave a like, comment down below some other stuff you guys like to see. Subscribe if you guys are new. And remember, even though you sit here and put defense out for the seam streak, that doesn't mean they're going to do a seam streak every single time. So don't prepare for it so much unless you want to sit here and manually press it or just man up the players and just don't have to worry about a seam streak. That's up to you guys. So it really depends on who you're playing against and what they are doing. So make sure you watch out for that. Don't prepare for that all the whole time, because then they will start bombing up that stuff and go towards the left side, going to flip the defenses, all this other stuff. So don't do it every single time. Just do it to when you know they're hitting you with seam streaks, or go and use it yourself. There's many different ways to attack it, and I just gave you guys the blueprint. So if you guys like it, leave a like, comment down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. If you guys have problems with anything else as far as Madden, put it down in the comments down below, and a video will be made just for you very soon. Just like my man's asked me to see how would you sit here and stop drags. You guys loved that video. Now I'm giving you guys this. So if you guys enjoyed, definitely let me know. And as always, folks, peace out.